Clinton's exposed, and it leads straight to Russian money trail. So it's really not Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, with the Russian collusion. It's the liberal Democrats. But they think that they can reverse engineer stuff to make everybody believe it. Despite all of the hubbub surrounding the Trump-Russian investigation, serious investigators have long known that the criminal rap sheet created by the Clintons is far more damaging and extensive than anything President Trump could ever muster. In what may be their most shocking betrayal of the American public, then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, her husband, the Clinton Foundation, and the Canadian backers sold at least 20% of America's uranium to a Russian company. In return, Rosatom, a Russian atomic energy agency, gave the Clinton Foundation millions. This via the New York Times. When the Clinton Foundation was working out the kinks of their deal with the Russians, Bill Clinton gave a speech in Moscow that netted him a cool $500,000 via the Truth Uncensored. John Podesta, the former campaign manager for Hillary Clinton during the 2016 election, was once a member of a green energy company called Julie Unlimited. When he served on the Julie's board, the company received $35 million from Rusnano, a Russian investment fund founded by Vladimir Putin and controlled by the Kremlin via the New York Post. As for the idea that Russian hackers somehow interfered in the general election, not a single ballot was touched. However, U.S. intelligence agencies did warn President Barack Obama about the threat posed by Russian hackers. Obama, who lent his support to Clinton throughout the 2016 campaign, chose to do absolutely nothing with this information. The Clinton corruption goes beyond Russia, ladies and gentlemen. The Ukrainian government, and yes, Ukraine is not Russia, was caught in the late 2014 year working very closely with the Democrats. While many Dems claim that Kiev's support was not as widespread as Moscow's support for Trump, the facts seem to say otherwise via Politico. The Saudi government, which funds ISIS, and yes, they fund ISIS, also contributed millions of dollars to Clinton's campaign. Some have speculated that Saudi money made up as much as 20% of the Clinton campaign budget. This via the Middle East Eye.
Boy, a lot to talk about, including a story that just is breaking over the New York Times, a special report from 35 minutes ago. That we're going to get to right now. This just keeps going and going.
Why don't we try and break this? It's a huge article, but let's break it down as carefully as we can. There's more information from this upcoming new book. It's called Clinton Cash, which looks into foreign donations to the Clinton Foundation. Politico reports that one of the book's chapters alleges that Frank Giustra, a Canadian donor who pledged over $100 million to the foundation, influenced Hillary Clinton's stance on a Colombia trade deal at the State Department. Both Clinton and then Senator Obama opposed it during the 2008 campaign. But by 2009, Clinton supported the deal, as did the White House. Meanwhile, this New York Times story claims the foundation received millions of dollars as Russia pushed for control of a Canadian uranium company. Canadian records are cited to show that the chairman of Uranium One made more than $2 million in donations, which the Clinton Foundation reportedly did not disclose. And it's alleged other people connected to the company donated as well, and that a Kremlin-connected bank promoting stock in the company soon paid Bill Clinton $500,000 for a speech in Moscow. Several U.S. agencies ultimately had to approve the deal because uranium is a strategic asset, including the State Department. A Clinton campaign spokesman told the Times no one, quote, has ever produced a shred of evidence supporting the theory that Hillary Clinton ever took action as Secretary of State to support the interest of donors to the Clinton Foundation, to suggest the State Department, under then Secretary Clinton, exerted undue influence in the U.S. government's review of the sale of uranium. One is utterly baseless.
Countless times, ladies and gentlemen, when Hillary Clinton would stand up in front of thousands and millions on television and saying how Wall Street was bad and corporations are horrible, when in fact Nonprofit, which is the Clinton Foundation or was, is a corporation in itself. It doesn't matter if it's for profit or for nonprofit. They are all corporations. Thank you for watching Culture Shock TV. I leave you a link below.